thinking about it. There we go.
I know, it's like, it was spinning for a while. I'm like, is it?
We're live. Let me make sure.
We should, hopefully. Oh, here I am looking on my thing. No, I wouldn't say that, Katie. Duh.
Yep, it's showing.
Okay. Oh, there it is. I will share. Yay. Share. Copy link.
Yeah, let me look at the stuff that I tabbed. Been a while.
Well, we read this one in May. It was May, right? Yeah. Okay.
Oh, there. Josh is in the chat, so you can ask him about that Grady Hendrix.
Oh, I don't, okay. So, Josh, I put on my summer TBR that I wanted to read. Let me grab it. Oh my. Okay. So I wanted to read this as part of my summer TBR, but then Paige commented on my video today and she was like, Josh hated that book. And I was like, well, now I have to read it even more because I have to know why he hated it. So if you could give me a little not like if it's why you hated it, a spoiler, don't tell me. But if you could just give me an overall was it the writing? Was it the plot? Why'd you hate it? Just so I can know before I go in.
Yeah.
Oh my. But I'm still probably gonna read it. I just,
Yeah.
With a little what I'm getting into.
Exactly.
I feel out of the loop because we didn't do this last month. So I'm I can't remember how to do it.
Yeah. We're a little rusty.
Yeah. It's only been a month, but you think we haven't done it for a while. Oh my goodness. So we're gonna talk about this one first?
Yes.
The Flicker? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you got the paperback.
Mm-hmm.
I have the book of the month edition.
Ooh.
I figured, I might as well read a book of the month. I have so many. Okay. He just liked the characters. Okay. There are some seeds and triggers. Okay. Oh. Interesting. I'll probably still read it though.
Yeah. Honestly, when you read 1-star reviews, it almost makes you want to read the book more.
Yeah, it's wow. Yeah. And then then I read it and sometimes I'm oh, I can see why.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I have his other book too. The was it How to Sell a Haunted House? I have that one too.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I think it came out last year, I think. But yeah. The only one that I read was the Final Girl Support Group, which was okay.
I want to read the one that it's a rock star themed one where the cover has a guitar pick.
Oh yeah,
I can't remember the title.
Was it We Sell Our Souls or We Sold Our Souls or?
Yeah, I want to read that one.
I've heard it's not bad. I mean, but you like rock star romances, so you probably like a rock star I guess it's a thriller. Oh, We Sold Our. See, I was right. It was We Sold Our Souls.
Yeah, I feel like that would be one that I could start with.
Yeah, don't start with the Final Girl Support.
I don't know.
Yeah, don't start with the other book that I did because it was okay, but I just, yeah. That's what I say.
That's fair.
Yeah. Okay, so let's give them another minute for anyone hopping on. We'll start at 7:05, even though we started at 7. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. At least you tabbed your book. I didn't tab my book, so you're gonna have to really refresh my memory. I think I have an idea. I'm pretty sure I remember.
Yeah, I definitely remember the gist. Now that I'm reading some of the things that I highlighted.
Which book is first? We are going to do the thriller first.
Yes. A Flicker in the Dark.
It's so weird how they're so different, but
I know. Yeah, because mine's gold and yours is silver, kind of.
I think I almost like yours because it looks like the firefly lights.
Oh yeah.
Mine looks. It's I don't know. Water. I don't know.
Yeah, it does. Josh listened to it on audio, I think.
Ah. I did not.
And he said the narrator was pretty good.
Oh, nice. Okay, so see if I can remember this. Do you want to explain what this book was?
Okay, what
I'm
I
gonna recap.
remember is yeah. Basically the female main character when she was in I guess like preteen kind of age, because I don't know if she was quite in high school yet.
No,
I
I
can't
think it says she's 12.
Okay. So she is from a small town, Louisiana, and at that age, there were girls going missing, and it kind of like totally took the whole small town by storm because it's one of those towns where everyone knows everybody, and they could not figure out who was taking these girls. And her father ended up getting arrested for it, and part of the reason is because of evidence that she found.
Right.
So now it cuts to present time. Was it like 20 years later?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, 20 years later, she's actually a psychologist now in like a bigger city in Louisiana, and girls start going missing again, and it's girls that are like connected to her in different ways, so it really starts like messing with her because she's like,
Yeah.
why is this happening to me again? Like something is going on here.
Right. And her dad's still in jail, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they're like, okay, who is it? Is it like a copycat? Is it somehow dad? Is
Mm-hmm.
So
Exactly.
what did you think of it?
I really liked it. I also liked how it had the side character of the journalist,
Mm-hmm.
where it was almost like he was the one who kind of brought it to her attention, like, hey, don't you notice like some of the parallels between this and like the case from when it was your dad?
Yeah.
And it really starts to make her like overanalyze in her head. So I think having that kind of outside character really helped with the storyline.
So, okay, I have a question. Did you ever feel like in this book she was almost unreliable at sometimes?
I was worried about that. I was
Because of like her like self-medicating.
yes.
I was like, is what's happening like actually happening, or is she
Mhm.
like blacking out? Is she self-medicated? Like, what's going on? So I was like, is it really happening like the way she's seeing it? But
Yeah.
it did. It's like it was, but still,
Mhm.
like I was like, there was times where I was suspicious.
Yeah. And in the beginning of the book, I thought it was going to be where it was actually her, or like, that's what I thought in the beginning of the book for sure.
Same, because I was like, she's probably blacking out and doing this and not like even, remembering it. But alas, that was not the case.
No,
That was not the
definitely
case.
not.
So what did you think of her husband? No, not husband. About to be husband. Fiance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because he was I felt very supportive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, and were there any times where you're like, oh, he's doing it? Did you ever think?
At one point, like when she found the necklace in the closet or whatever, again, I was like, no. And then I'm like, wait, this does make sense. But then I realized that, like, I think it was part of like almost her panic or like, what's the word? Hysteria, right? Like, I think that was kind of like feeding you as the reader to be like, wait, like, am I being paranoid or is she being paranoid?
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
So I have to say, when I read about the necklace, like the first thing I was like, okay, it definitely could be him. He did cross my mind, but also the actual, I don't want to say it because I don't want to like give spoilers to anyone who hasn't read it yet, but the actual killer did come to mind. Just because of something she had said previously about them having like a key. So I'm like, oh, well then they could have just brought it.
Yeah.
So it did cross my mind, but I wasn't like fully convinced that it was them.
Yeah.
I was like on the fence.
Yeah.
Between them two. So he was trying so hard. Some of it was misguided.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was he was just very supportive. I liked him. And I can't remember if they stayed together at the end. I don't remember.
Let's see.
I can't remember.
I also loved the side story where like he also had a sister that went missing.
Yes.
Like when he was younger. So that was almost like what they like kind of bonded over when she like told him about her past. Like,
yeah.
I really like that aspect too. I love how we're like talking about this like it's a romance.
Okay. We love the romance in this story.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Josh. See, he like just read it, so he is good.
Okay, see, I couldn't. It was
They
back
broke
in.
up. Okay.
It was back in May.
Man,
I think it was
really
the beginning of May.
sad. Oh yeah, because isn't she like he goes to? Oh, this is gonna be a spoiler.
I think we can spoil it. I think it's
Okay.
fine.
Because doesn't he go back to live with the sister? And then doesn't she like show up?
Yes.
But I think she's just like talking to them like as friends or something,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I totally forgot that because I was like, did the sister die? Now I can't remember.
Yeah.
But no, it was because his dad was abusive, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So he did it as a way to get her out.
Yeah.
Which,
and he stayed until he was like 18, I guess.
yeah.
But yeah. It was good. Okay, I guess we can spoil it now.
Yeah.
So, we find out in the book that her dad actually was not the killer, and it was actually her older brother. So when you discovered this, were you shocked? Were you surprised? Were you like, oh, okay, that makes sense?
By the time it was revealed, it wasn't really like a shock to me because I had already like kind of gone through all the different like who it could have been, right? So while I wasn't surprised per se, it wasn't one of those where I was like, oh yeah, duh. Like even though I kind of guessed it by that point, I was still pleased with the way she explained it, and I appreciated that like even though I guessed the ending technically, or like I guessed that plot twist, I feel like there was still a lot of other stuff going on.
Yeah.
Where I was still invested.
Yeah. I think same. So I said with finding out he had a key, I think it was like it wasn't that long after she found the necklace. So I was like, oh, well, you already said your brother had a key, so he very well could have put it there. And he did. But at the time, we didn't know that.
Yeah.
But he just was very, I don't know, like, when she found out, like, he wasn't upset, really.
Yeah.
He was just very, like, calm, I guess. And just very criminal, like, in the Criminal Minds. I could see him on Criminal Minds.
Yeah, like, just no emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
And, like, especially, like, when she's thinking back and, like, she's remembering her dad she thought he was telling her to be good, but no, he was telling the brother the whole time
to be good. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that gave me a little bit of chills. I was like, ooh.
So did I. Like he was oddly like protective of her in a way, but like not. It's almost like he didn't care, but at the same time, if anyone else showed that they cared, that made him mad.
Yeah. And I felt so bad for those girls. Like, I felt bad for the girls in the past, but the ones in the present as well. Like, the girl was just coming for like therapy. She just wanted some help. And he was like, no.
Some of her patience? Come on.
Yeah. And wouldn't he have thought like, hey, the cops are gonna put like 2 and 2 together, that they're dying the same way the old ones have, like the past died. And they're connected to me in some way.
And why now?
Yeah. Did he ever say why? Was it because you're getting married?
Was it the wedding that triggered him, maybe? Yeah, because like why was he able to go dormant for 20 years?
Yeah, he was not excited about that wedding. He was not excited.
Let me see.
At least you tabbed it. I gotta start tabbing the thrillers at least.
Oh, because then there's also the other guy, Tyler Price, who was like his friend or something.
Josh says, I'm not sure he actually went dormant. I think he was just living somewhere else. Huh. Well, there was the person who was like investigating with her, right?
But yeah, like he ended up being someone from their past. Wasn't he like related to one of the girls that went missing or something? And now he was like, he came back to pose as a journalist.
Yes, because like I thought maybe it was something to do with her brother. Like, wasn't he like palling around with the brother? in high school or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then, oh, it's like there, but I can't remember. But I don't even know why I'm looking because I did not tab anything. Help us, Josh. I know you remember.
Yeah. This is the bad thing about thrillers. I should have taken notes.
I'm going to have to start taking notes, but I just remember something came out about, wasn't really a journalist. He faked the name. Like the guy was real, but like he just took like his name.
Yeah, he was like pretending to be him.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure he has something to do with Idolize the brother. Okay.
Oh yeah, because he had kind of the personality that a copycat killer would have.
Yeah,
like the kind where they go visit them in jail and like try to recreate. Like that was the journalist guy.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was.
Yeah, I wish I would have gotten more of like the brother's point of view because I'm like curious, like what the story is there.
I would like, yeah. I mean, I would like to have like some, even if they would have like, if she would have put it in between, chapters, as like in italics or something, and just like had, a point of view of from like the killer, not saying who it was.
Yeah.
But like what was going through his mind, like, okay, why did he pick this girl? She's just going to therapy, man. She was
yeah.
Poor girl. I have a soft spot for anyone who was just like going to therapy and just wanting to have, she has some rough stuff going on, but
exactly. And it was only her like first session with her.
He was like, he wasn't having it. He was like, nah. There was another one, wasn't there? There was two girls.
The other one was she worked at the wedding venue, or she was like related to the family that owned the wedding venue.
Right.
And then they also kidnapped her friend's daughter.
Right.
Thankfully, they were able to catch her in time.
Yes.
Because that was at the end.
Yes, it's coming back to me.
Yeah. I love how I remember the crimes, but I don't remember the other stuff.
Well, that's the stuff that's going to stick out the most, I think. But no, like, what the writing was good. I thought, like, the pace was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, it wasn't like it took very long and then, like, the first one was already, like, missing.
Yeah.
So, I liked it. I can't remember what I gave it, though.
Yeah. I definitely gave it at least a 4-star. I don't know if I gave it 5. So I probably gave it, like, 4.5.
What should I give it? Where is it down here? Oh, a 4. Okay. Yeah, I gave it a 4.
Yeah, because I really, like you said, all the things that I liked about it. The pacing, even though, like, it wasn't a, like, surprising plot twist in the end, there was still, like, enough things that I didn't guess throughout.
Because, like, I felt like, for sure, I could not guess who the killer was because of her being so unreliable to me.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, if you're taking these pills, I don't know how reliable you are, and if what you're seeing is actually what's happening. Exactly. So, I mean, and I don't mind. I know some people hate a narrator who's unreliable, but I don't mind it because it just kind of keeps me on my toes. And
exactly, it keeps it interesting, like the Lisa Jewell one.
Yes. Oh Lord, I still don't know what that one. I don't know. And I don't think we're supposed to know, but like.
Yeah,
she was a little nutty.
She was
a little. Now she has other books.
I kind of like unreliable narrators.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's like are you telling the truth? Are you not? And because if you're not, then okay. But if you are telling the truth and all this is happening, it's like, well, then what's really happening? And
yeah.
But don't self-medicate, people. If you're out there, don't self-medicate.
No, yeah, she did so many things wrong. I can't believe she was a like licensed psychologist or a psychiatrist at that. Because she could prescribe pills to other people, and yet she was so irresponsible with them. I'm just like, oh god.
I know, and I was worried, or not really worried, but I was wondering at one point if like that was going to come out, like her fiance was going to be like, "Why are these pills in my name?" Or
it never kind of got away with it.
Yeah. Don't do that, people, in real life.
Yeah. I guess I figured she had suffered enough.
I mean, with finding the evidence and, having to turn that into her, like the police.
Yeah.
it's that would have been. I mean, that would have been a lot.
And her poor mother. Can we talk about her mother?
Yes.
Oh
Now
my
I can't
God.
remember, but did the mom know that it wasn't him? I thought there was a time where he like talked to her before like the police
Yeah.
came or something. But
Mhm.
she was very strong for the most part. I don't know if I would have. I don't know, to
That's
know that my son
wild.
was a killer and for my husband to take the fall and be in
Yeah.
jail for like 20 some years.
That's crazy.
Was she still alive in the book?
Mhm. Yeah, she was in like a home. She couldn't talk or communicate.
Right.
She had tried to take her own life by hanging herself, I believe.
Yes.
Like she couldn't talk or
It's all coming back to me now. It's all coming
yeah.
back. Like she stopped eating and stuff, and she had to go like visit
Mhm.
her, and like she was like, "Mom, you got to help me out here. Like,
Mhm.
what's going on?" And
Yeah, and she was like trying to communicate to her by like tapping her finger.
yeah,
Because the daughter was like the only one who realized that she could communicate that way.
yes, it's.
Mhm.
See, you give me little tidbits, and I'm like, "All right, it's all coming back."
Yeah.
But no, good book. She does have more.
I already bought another book by her.
I have one. I think I have the book of the month one of All the Dangerous Things. I think.
Yeah, that's the one I bought.
So I'll have to read more from her.
Yeah, I definitely want to read more. And I can't believe this was her first book, too.
It was really good. It was good. And I think she really did her like homework, I think, with my mom. Just said hello.
Hi.
Hi, Mom.
Welcome.
She didn't read the book, so like she's not a big reader, but she's gonna come on anyway.
She's here for moral support. We'll take
Yes, exactly. But yeah, for being her first book,
it. Yeah.
it was really good.
Yeah, I'm definitely intrigued.
Oh, I can't. Ah,
Cute.
it's so hard to like talk about this one because it was so long ago that I read it, and it's not that long, but to me it was long. It was like the middle. What was it? What was it? The beginning of when did I read this? Oh, I finished at the end of May. Never mind. I'm lying. I've read a lot of books since then. I've read, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I've read 4 books since then. So leave me alone.
Yeah. It's hard to keep track.
It really
Honestly,
is.
like this is my favorite kind of thriller because I'm a wimp when it comes to scary stuff. So I don't want it to be scary, but I still want to be like invested. And
Yeah.
I like how there was a serial killer aspect because I am a Criminal Minds fan. Like I like
Yes.
that kind of, so I feel like this was the perfect thriller for me.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever read like a scary thriller. I guess the only like scary thriller that I've read that scared me was Mom, she's funny. Was what was it? It was Riley Sager.
Oh yeah, I've heard his are like horror based.
Oh my gosh. No, it wasn't Home. Well, yes, it was Home Before Dark, which was I feel like it was kind of like a kind of based on The Haunting of Hill House a little bit.
Oh, okay.
So just it was just scary because you didn't know if like was it like or Not Survive the Night. I haven't read that one yet, so that one I know I know it's like that one's like another serial killer type thing, but Home Before Dark. When I'm reading it at night in the dark, scared me.
Uh-oh.
But if like just because like you feel like someone's watching you just because of the way the book's written. But I liked that book more than I liked Lock Every Door. Lock Every Door, I was just like, huh. So that's the twist. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, which one did you get, Josh?
Oh, what did you get?
I think you got Lock Every Door.
Okay. I mean, that was my first one that I read too. Like, it's not terrible. I would have liked the twist to be a little different.
Mm-hmm.
But
I do love a good romantic suspense too.
So I read my first one in May. I read the new Catherine Cowles book.
Oh yeah.
Loved it. And now I feel like I have to read all the romantic suspense.
Yes.
Because it was so good. Like I just didn't, because I know I'm a thriller girly. Like I love my thrillers. I love my romance. but I'm like, how is it going to be like combined? And it's different. Like, it's not like I'm reading like a romantic thriller or something,
Mhm.
which I don't even know if that's a genre, but it should be.
It should be.
It should be. And yes, I would just eat that up.
Yeah.
But the suspense, I liked it. So I'm
Mhm.
definitely going to have to go back and like read all of her other books now. So
I'm listening to her. I don't know what the series is called, but the first book was Whispers of You, Echoes of You, like
oh,
that
okay.
series.
Was it
I'm
the Lost
listening
and
to those
Found
on
series?
audio right now. I think so. I can't remember. But yeah, I really liked the first one a lot.
Okay.
So now I definitely get the hype because that was my first Catherine Cowles book. I had also never read anything by her either. So
Okay.
I'm excited.
I still have to go back and read the Tattered and Torn.
I know I want to read those too.
They're behind my head. They're here. I have them.
Yeah.
Oh, they're back there. But I have
And
them
I
all.
love the covers.
I do too. They're new now. They're like, she got new covers because they're
Ugh,
republished.
man, I never have to buy them.
I mean, the old, like the new covers are nice, but they just don't have people on the
It's not the
covers.
same.
Yeah, I know.
Not the
I
same.
could go on a whole tangent about when books get republished and they decide to like take the people off the covers.
Yes. Sandra Brown. Linda. See, I need to read some of those.
I don't know if I've ever heard of those authors before.
I've heard of Sandra Brown. I haven't heard of the other two.
Loud motorcycle. Every time I film and someone goes by, I'm like, stop it.
Don't you know?
It's only 15, like, in front of my house. Stop it.
Let me look up. What's the book by Sandra Brown that I'm thinking of? Because I know I've looked up books by Sandra Brown before.
I'm just going to have to look them up all together.
Yeah, I know I have something.
Stop, like my thumbs.
But yeah, I am definitely here for the romantic suspense.
Sandra Brown. So many books.
One I saved. I know I've saved something by her before.
Huh. I'm going to have to look into these people.
Yeah, you guys should tell us like your favorite ones by them. That way we can pick them up.
Yeah. Okay, so should we have anything else to talk about this book before we go into our June pick?
I think that was everything.
I think so. Like I said, it's so hard for me to remember.
Yeah, I think that was everything.
Okay. So, we now switch to our June pick.
Letters to Molly.
Letters to Molly by Daphne Perry. This is technically book 2 in the Mason Jar series. You can read it by itself.
Yeah.
Because Paige read it by herself. I read the first book because I just kind of wanted to know. Because when you sent me like the synopsis of what it said, I was like, oh, okay, I can go in. And then I was like, maybe not. I'm just going to go and read the first book.
Yeah, and they're both free on Audible, so I wanted to listen to both of them, but then I realized that I like to be able to like highlight things, especially for book club, because I want to be able to like go back.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, maybe I shouldn't do audio because then I'm not gonna be able to take notes.
Yeah, did you do it on Kindle?
Yeah, I just did it on Kindle.
Okay. Oh, the first one's so good though. Okay, so good. It's so good.
Really?
So the first one, you're following Poppy, right? Oh God, I can't remember anybody's name. Poppy and Cole. And you're following. I don't want to give it too much away. So the prologue is set 5 years in the past from where the book chapter 1 starts. So that's all that book. I'm not going to say anything, but it was so good. Like, if you love a cinnamon roll hero, that is what Cole is. That he is so patient, so kind, so caring. He will do anything for Poppy, except for one thing. But that's because he has a fear of Jell-O. That's all I can say. But wait, what? Okay, so okay, I'll just give you a little tidbit. So in the birthday list, basically we have our heroine who loses her husband 5 years prior to the book starting. And Cole, who is the hero was actually the cop that came to her house to let her know that
Stop it.
her husband was murdered. And they haven't spoken in 5 years. And she, to kind of get over her grief, she decides, so her husband had a birthday list. He put down things he wanted to do before each birthday. And since he didn't get to do it, she decides that she's going to do it for him.
Oh my God, why didn't we read that book?
And I did.
So why didn't I read it?
And like the first thing that she does is like, he wanted her to open a restaurant. So that's what she's starting when the book starts, which is called the Mason Jar, which is where the name comes from. The Mason Jar series, and it's spelled Mayscn because that was her husband's last name. And instead of like Mason, like we would spell it regular.
Yeah.
And so she's starting the restaurant, and the second thing on the list is the second thing we see on the list, because she's been doing little things here and there. And the next thing she has to do is go to karate class. Well, she goes, and the person who's doing the karate class is Cole.
Stop.
He remembers her. She remembers him. And it just kind of like, he finds out what she's doing. Like, he's very intrigued by her, and he was back then. He didn't want to do anything. So he like helps her do the list.
I love that.
And so the Jell-O thing, her husband wanted to like swim in a pool of green Jell-O.
Ugh.
And he hates Jell-O, so he's like, that's the only thing that he does not help her do.
Aww.
So that's where the Jell-O comes into play. Like he gets the big kiddie pool, he puts it in for her, but like he will not get in to the pool with her. But
That
everything
is so
else,
cute.
it is so good. And it's just, he's so like patient with her. And like he tells her like, when you're ready, give me a sign. And because he like wants to kiss her, but he's like, I know that she's not ready. And he's like, so whenever you're ready, just do your, because she talks with her hands. And he's like, just do your little like hand signal when you're ready. Yeah, it's so cute.
Oh, I really want to go read this one now.
Yeah. And plus you have like everyone in this book is in that book. Yeah. So with this book is technically book 2. Again, you can read it as standalone. So we're following Poppy's brother, Finn, and Molly, who we see in the first book. And in the first book, they are just, I think, getting divorced. We're getting divorced. We're divorced. It was something. I can't remember if they were fully divorced at that point. I think they were. I think. But we're starting this book. Oh my gosh. Is it? How many years?
6 years.
6 years? Yeah, I think it's 6 years since. Actually, I think the end of the first book, actually.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. And so they're living their lives. She works at a restaurant with Poppy, and he owns a landscaping business. And on their first date, she told him that she loves like old-fashioned things.
Courting.
So like writing, writing letters, things like that, like not living together until they're married, So what she doesn't know is that he was writing letters to her all through their marriage and just not sending them, which I think was the downfall of their marriage. If they just would have talked, they just would have talked. But that's besides the point. Well, actually, it's not. It's the point, but still. So he has just broken up with this girlfriend that he's had of like 2 years, and he starts coming over to the house more. And, and she's like, I can't do this. It's confusing and all that. And then in the mail, she starts getting these letters that are the ones that he wrote to her, but he's not sending them. So there's a little bit of mystery in this. Like, 'cause you're like, oh, who's sending these?
Yeah. Like, who done it?
Yeah. But I love this book, and as you go, like they're wrestling with like, should they, shouldn't they, like the whole book, because she doesn't want to repeat what happened the first time. But he's like, I feel like he was just fully in it at that point. He was like, I miss my family. I miss my kids. I miss like the home we had. And by the end of the book, he proved himself. He was like, yeah, I'm all in. We're starting over, starting fresh. We're doing this. And the only thing about this book was like, he is like described as having reddish hair. And my dad has red hair.
Oh no.
I was like,
it was awkward.
yeah. Just that part. But I like that it wasn't too spicy. Like, and the
Mhm.
first book wasn't either. And because sometimes, don't get me wrong, I love some spice in a
Yeah.
book. But like, I feel like if it was really spicy, it would have just felt like she was trying too hard. Like the
Yeah.
romance was really at the center, and then like the spice was just like kind of moving the plot along a little bit. But it was definitely like the romance that was like the center of
Mhm.
this.
I think especially because it's a marriage in trouble, like focusing on
Yeah.
the spice isn't really as effective as in a regular book
Right.
because like clearly they already like each other that way,
Right.
right? Like this is more just about like them working through the harder things.
Yes. I'm going to stick this here and we can discuss.
Yes.
So, what did you think of the book?
I have mixed feelings.
Oh, no.
I have mixed
Really?
feelings. Okay. I was fully invested in the first half of the book. I loved it. And then this is going to be a spoiler.
Okay, so for anyone who hasn't read it, leave now. Yeah. Or if you don't care to be spoiled.
Yeah. When the accident happens, about halfway through, she lost me. And I think it was for two reasons. One, I don't like the way the accident happened or like the way she wrote it. It just felt very abrupt to me. Because it's like she was hearing it from somebody else what happened, and you're like, you get told what happened after the fact, kind of.
Right.
So I think that kind of threw me off.
Yeah, because we're in Molly's point of view when Poppy gets the phone call and was like, he was in an accident. Yeah.
I feel like that scene would have been more impactful if it was from his point of view. Because then we would have been like, oh my God, right. You know, like what's going on? But instead I was just like, wait, what? He's in an accident? I'm like, wait, what? I don't know. Right. I think that kind of lost me. And then I think I'm torn about the way the accident was used as a way to bring them together, because I would have preferred if they would have come together their own way instead of it feeling like, oh, now this accident happened. Now I realize how much I love him and I don't want him out of my life. Like, I wish it wouldn't have taken an accident for them to get to that point.
Yeah.
So I think that's what kind of made me like have mixed feelings in the second half of the book, because that accident, I feel like, really changed the dynamic of the story.
Right. No, it did. Like, it definitely became like forced proximity. You guys are together now. If that wouldn't have happened, would you guys still felt the same way? Like,
right.
Because, I mean, before then, they were just like kind of sneaking around and they had no intention of like, they're like, no. Or at least she was. Because, like, I know he was probably thinking, I want to get back with you. But she was like a firm no. This is just what we're doing. And even the daughter asked, he's like, are you guys getting back together? And he was like, no.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. So I just don't know how to feel, because there are parts that I loved. Like, I love second chance, right? Like, that's my favorite trope. So obviously I like the fact that couples get a second chance. Like, everyone deserves a second chance.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just have mixed feelings.
Like, I liked the book. Like, see, I didn't even think of that when I was reading the book. I thought, I was like, oh, okay, this is happening. But I wasn't like, oh, I don't like that this is happening. And now this is like their way of being together. But now that you bring that up, now I have to rethink my thoughts. Because now
I want to ruin it.
No. This is why we have like the discussion, because like if not, I just never would have thought of like, if that wouldn't have happened, would they have still like came to the same conclusion of wanting to be together? I don't know.
Because then that made me start to overthink other things. Like, I don't know. And then I'm just like, okay, I'm like picking this apart for no reason.
What was the other stuff that made you think?
I think like one of the other topics that could go either way was the fact that they were like totally physical only in the beginning. I think that's also hard to write in A Marriage in Trouble, because it's like, oh, well, the sex was never the problem. But when you think about in real life, like if you're having problems in your marriage, it's hard to like picture that. Like being able to ignore all that stuff and then still be able to sleep together and have no feelings when you have so much history together.
Just to kind of like cut that off and just be,
I don't know.
I get that.
Yeah.
It was like when there's problems in the marriage, I mean, for the most part, I think it kind of bleeds into every aspect
Yeah.
of the marriage, not just like verbally not talking, I mean,
Yeah.
okay, we're not talking, but we'll still,
Yeah.
it's like, well, okay, I guess. I mean, I guess that totally can happen, but I mean, in the book it did. But I do think
Yeah.
like lack of communication and
Mhm.
just her not feeling wanted and him pushing her away,
Mhm.
and to where like she felt like, well, he doesn't want me. And
Yeah.
so I can, yeah, still like the book though.
I know. Yeah. That's why it was hard for me because, like, I still liked the, like, how it had, like, the
Aspect,
flashbacks
yeah.
when they were together. I loved the letters. Like, I love being able to have that angst and emotion. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
like, there were still parts that I really liked.
Yeah.
So I'm torn.
Now that I'm like comparing both books, I'm trying to think like which one that I love. I see Second Chance isn't my thing. Like
Mhm.
if I'm like looking for stuff, I'm never like, oh, it's a second chance, I want to read it. But I just feel like Cole was such a cinnamon roll. Like he was just there for her. Oh, I don't know. I do think I would have to say probably the first book,
Yeah.
but just because of like that man was willing to do like anything.
Anything.
Like
Mhm.
I'm not gonna spoil. I don't want to spoil. Just go read it. It's so good. He's like, money is not an option. Like he is like it's just he
Yeah.
will do anything. And plus, he's a cop, so like,
Yeah,
yes.
it's automatically better.
Right. Outside of landscaping. Yeah, it's. I mean, I think they were.
Yeah. I could
I think what they had in common a lot was Poppy.
true. Yeah.
And being the best friend and being the brother.
Mhm.
I think, and Poppy was always rooting for them to get back.
Yes.
Like, even in the first book, she's like, "Are you good?" Because like when they tell her like they're gonna have dinner, and she's like, "Oh my gosh," and Molly's like, "No, it's just dinner." And so
Yeah.
Poppy, yeah, you have to read Poppy's book because she's
I
just,
really want to go back and read that first
yeah.
book.
Or I guess you could even listen to it on Audible
Yeah.
because you don't have to like take notes for that one. But
Mhm.
yeah. Okay, so what did you think about when you found out who sent the letters?
I honestly just laughed because I was just like
When I
that
read
should
it,
have
I
been
was
so
like,
obvious.
of course it's him. It
course.
has like from reading the first book, I'm like, of course it is.
Yeah.
Like, of course. But I didn't think him at first. I was like, let's see.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think it's just hard because we did get a couple of flashback scenes, but
Yeah.
I think that is part of it is we didn't get to see them form a relationship technically. Like we got like little snippets of the good times from when they were first getting together. But I think that would have really elevated the story. But again, I love Second Chance, so I love when there's like dual timeline and things like that.
Right.
So maybe that's why we don't feel as like strong or like invested in their longevity.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, and they do say in the book like their relationship was fast.
Yeah,
like getting engaged. Like her mom was like, "This is too fast." I did not like her mom. I wasn't a fan of her mother.
Especially because they have her be a therapist, and then she's like,
and then like her friend, the therapist, was telling her. What she was saying. I was like, "Oh, HIPAA. That's a HIPAA violation." So that's confidentiality.
Yes.
That's bad. And I'm like, is that something that happens? Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Cole was the one who had the letters.
He's so sneaky. He's like, I'm just gonna take these.
Yeah. Also, like, why? Well, I guess because he like knew about their history at that point, right?
Yeah. Because I'm pretty sure Poppy talks a lot about them in the books and stuff, and plus that 6 years of us not knowing whatever she was saying to him. So
yeah.
But they get like a bromance in his book because like, of course, Finn's very protective when he meets him, and he's like, "Do you want to go out for beer sometime?" It's like,
okay,
sure. But no, like I could not have. I did not guess Cole, but we found out it was, I was like, yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
was
his
like,
personality.
oh, duh.
That's his personality. Like, if you read the first, you would know. Like, yeah.
Okay,
But
that makes sense.
But I didn't think it was the daughter. Well, I didn't think it was the daughter until she was like, "Oh, it worked," and then he's like, "What worked?" And she's like, and then she like ran. So I was like,
Yeah.
maybe, but I'm like, I hope she didn't read those letters because, like,
Yeah, I'm like, how would that have worked?
they were a little feisty.
Yeah. That was my theory. I thought it was Bridget too.
Oh, Bridget. Bridget.
She's like everything we hate about like having women drama in books, or like the other girl, like,
yeah.
Come on, Bridget.
Like, you would never want another woman saying that about you. So why are you saying that about another woman?
I just couldn't believe
she just wanted to be with him. She was like, I will say anything to be on his good side. And
like, come on, lady. Yeah. That was my theory. I thought it was Bridget. Because
I don't know who I thought it was. Like,
because why would you read those and think that it would bring them together? I mean, the first two were nice, but the other ones were terrible. So it was like,
Cole's like, Bridget. He was like, I just thought it'll get you guys to talk. He was right. It did.
It sure did.
I do feel like they just needed to talk a lot.
They really did.
They needed to just tell each other how they, like, hey, I feel like you're at work too much.
Yeah, they never communicated.
Like, and he could have been like, hey, maybe I can change that. And I don't want to say it was all his fault because, like, she had to, she needed to talk about her feelings as well. But, like, he seemed like very just standoffish, not wanting to talk much about his feelings.
Oh, the one that he, like, just broke up with, right?
Yeah. It was really hard for me. Like, I did not, I was like, could be Poppy. But then Poppy was like, no, it's not me. So I was like, well, if it's not you, who is it? Because, like, I know it's not your mother. Oh, my gosh. Okay. But I do need to talk a little bit about Jimmy and Randall because I love those two.
Oh, they're so cute.
Oh, my gosh. The ending of this book cracked me up.
I was like, what is happening right now?
I was like, he's not dead, because the way she's talking about hating being here, I'm like, why are you saying that about this man that was like listening to you talk about like being with your ex, and he's like, you're being full, I'm like, what? I'm like, he's not dead. She has no like sadness about her. She's like, I don't want to be here. And as soon as they said he's underneath the tree watching this, I was like, of course he is.
What a clown.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But honestly, like, it matched his character. Yeah. It really did.
Oh my gosh. So he's in the first book. So Jimmy, I don't know if you guys know, but Jimmy is Poppy's ex's grandfather.
Oh, that's right. Yes, it does say that.
And he just pretty much calls Poppy his granddaughter. Like, throughout the first book, he's like, this is my granddaughter, and he helps her with the list as well. And Randall, it says it in this book, but Randall built the restaurant that
right.
It was something before a restaurant, and he built it. And at the beginning of her book, of Poppy's book, he comes in. And he's like I can't speak, I'm so excited. Their first customer. And he's like, this is never gonna work. You can't spell Mason with an M-A-Y. But as soon as she gives him the food, he like shuts his mouth and he's like, oh, tomorrow.
I love that.
So like just their two dynamic. So, and they both live at the nursing, I guess really not really nursing home, but like, what's that place called? Retirement home type thing.
Yeah.
And in the first, I'm not gonna say anything more, so I'm not gonna spoil it. But just know, Randall's also in the first book.
Okay, good. Yeah, I loved them. Oh yeah, because she had just had a baby. Yeah, she was over it.
Like it was like Lori's like, I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah. Honestly, that's fair because she even talked about how it was like pretty brutal.
Yeah, she like had to have a C-section after like
Yeah.
being in labor, and it was like just a few days later, and it was hot, and
Yeah. She was
oh
like, what are
my,
you doing?
here I am just ripping on Molly. Poor Molly.
Poor
Oh.
mom.
So, with all that being said, with you like having your conflicting thoughts, what did you rate it?
I think I'm just gonna settle on a 3 because I feel like that's like in the middle. I don't know. Because like I said,
Okay.
the first half I love, but then as soon as I got to the halfway point, I was like,
Right.
So yeah.
I initially, because you know I rate it as soon as I read it, I initially, right off my high, give it a 5. But now, after this live show,
Oh no! Don't
I
say it because of me.
maybe a 4. Like, 'cause
Okay.
now that I'm thinking, like, I don't think it's a 3 for me,
Yeah.
but it's not like one that I'm going to go back and like want to reread. Like, I would want to reread The Birthday List, but I don't know if I would want to reread this one.
Yeah.
So maybe a 4.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. It wasn't a 3 for me, but it wasn't also like I'm not going to want to reread this. I don't reread books, guys, but I want to reread books, so that's what gets my 5 stars. It's if I like want to reread them. So,
So Birthday List was 5 stars for you.
yes.
Okay. Okay.
I did. I don't know what it was about that book. I just love to see her growth through the book and him just being so patient.
Yeah.
And his parents were so nice. You don't see him in this book, but they were so nice. And I don't want to spoil anything.
Dang. Okay. I'll definitely go back and read that one. And I still want to like try other books by her.
Yes.
So
we were talking about that before we went live. She's got this series, which I cannot remember what it's called.
I couldn't tell you.
The Edens.
Oh, yes.
Because I think it's siblings. That's their last name. And then she has the Motorcycle Club. And then I think it's this. And then the sports one.
Yeah, those look really good.
And then she has another series, and I have it over there. It's the Runaway something.
Oh,
Something. I don't remember what it's called.
She's done
The
so
whole series.
much. I didn't even realize.
I know the first one's Runaway Road.
Yeah.
Let me see what the thing's called. But I think they're all set near Montana. I think that's like her thing.
Well, I'm gonna look up the new one, Crossroads, because I didn't even know that was a new series.
Yeah, so it's like so it's just the Runaway series. Those came out in 2020. But yeah, so like Haven Ranch is the new books.
Let's see. Okay, here's the summary of the new book. I met West Haven when I was 8 years old. He taught me to play poker when I was 9. We made paper airplanes together when I was 11. He kissed me when I was 16. He was the best part about my family's summer vacations to Montana. He was the boy who stole my heart. I was 23 when life ripped us apart. Years later, I'm breaking my vow and returning to the ranch, not as a guest, but its new owner. Why does this sound like the Ashley Munoz book?
Oh gosh. Without the Motorcycle Club in it.
Yeah. Second Chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, the same author.
Not as good guess, but its owner. West might want me gone, but even he has to admit the only way to save his family's legacy is with my help. It's not easy working side by side and facing those old memories, but this situation is only temporary. We're at a crossroads, and as long as I don't let myself fall in love with West Haven again, maybe this is our chance to put those ghosts to rest. Maybe this time we'll finally be able to say goodbye. Doubt it.
Sounds like where we started by Ashley Munoz. I'm not gonna lie.
So yeah, this is the same author. So it sounds like he or she will have brothers and sisters because there's a second book that's going to be out in October. So
Yeah, I
I'll
just
tell you, these authors are like pushing out books faster than I can read them.
I don't know how they do it.
Well, if that's like all they're doing, I guess like just like writing and writing. I'm like, well, then how do you read? Like,
yeah.
How do you have time to read? Because I could not.
I'm telling you.
But no, like there's so many of her books. I just want to go back and read now.
Yeah.
And I know the Edens are suspense. They're romantic suspense.
Oh, okay.
don't know. And the Motorcycle Club, I assume, is MC, of course. And then I don't know what the Runaway ones are. Or this, I guess this Haven will just be like a small town cowboy, maybe ranch. I don't know.
Yeah.
Cowboys work on ranches. I assume so.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
They're really
hands,
not, but
something. But yeah, so I mean, I'm glad we picked this.
Yeah. I feel like it was a good one to like start with because I didn't want to start with the Edens because that's like a whole thing.
Yeah.
You know, so I was like, let me pick something from her that's like kind of a standalone, or at least like, you know, it's only 2 books.
Yeah. And now you can go back and read the other one.
Yeah.
Hopefully give it 5 stars. But if not, give it at least a 4 because it'll hurt my feelings. No,
I'm sure it will.
Okay. Let's see. Let's talk a little bit about our July pick.
Oh, yes.
I actually have it here. This is the one we're doing, right?
Yes.
Okay. And we're back to a thriller right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I'm done. Okay. So July is a thriller, and it's actually going to be on Paige's channel. So I'm glad we did this. So now we can
now we can switch
thrillers on yours. We should do that every June. That way we'll be able to switch. Because if not, it would be constantly
we can switch every 6 months.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
Smart.
So our book is this nifty little thing here.
Yours has like a handprint on it.
Yeah.
Mine doesn't have that. Hold on.
What? Return it. Where'd you get yours?
Like a special one. This is from Barnes & Noble.
Oh, see, this was from Walmart.
Oh.
And the pages are red. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
What does your back look like? This thing. Man.
Got, the blood. Yeah, the little blood handprint there.
Wow.
Because so if you open it, the handprint is from the front to the back.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, Walmart.
Yeah, apparently it was a stupid sticker. Their book club, I guess, for spring 2024.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So, Home is Where the Bodies Are by Geneva Rose. Oh, mine's the pre-order edition. Well, I did not pre-order it, but it must have had leftovers.
Hey, we'll take it.
Yeah, I just bought it right at the store.
Oh, that's so cool.
Okay, so Geneva Rose. Have you read anything by this author?
No.
Me neither. Haven't read a thing. And I think I don't know if it's mostly thrillers or if she's done a romance. I think it's mostly thrillers.
Yeah, I think so. She's the one that wrote that Perfect Marriage one. That cover where it has the 2 rings that kind of yeah.
Okay, haven't read it, but if we enjoy this. So I did watch Gabby Reads, and she liked this book.
Okay, that's a good sign.
I'll kind of gauge if I'm going to like a book kind of based on if she likes it as well. Because she's read so many thrillers. Yeah. So can I even read this? Okay, I'm going to read the little synopsis that's in the book here to give you guys an idea. It says, after their mother passes, 3 estranged siblings reunite to sort out her estate. Beth, the oldest, never left home. She stayed with her mom, caring for her until the very end. Nicole, the middle child, has been kept at arm's length due to her ongoing battle with a serious drug addiction. Michael, the youngest, lives out of state and hasn't been back to their small Wisconsin town since their father ran out on them 7 years before.
Oh.
When going through their parents' belongings, if I could read, the siblings stumble upon a collection of home videos and decide to revisit those happier memories. However, the nostalgia is cut short when one of the VHS tapes reveals a night back in 1999. That sounds like so long ago. 1999. Oh my goodness. That none of them have any recollection of. On screen, their father appears covered in blood. What follows is a dead body and a pact between their parents to get rid of it before the video abruptly ends. Beth, Nicole, and Michael must now decide whether to leave the past in the past or uncover the dark secret their mother took to her grave.
Ooh.
Interesting. I hope it's good.
I hope so too.
Oh, I do. Because just the cover alone though, with the VHS. takes me back to like the 90s.
It does. And this makes me think of that scene in Criminal Minds where Spencer Reed is starting to like unlock memories when he's a kid, and he has memories of his parents doing something with blood. You know,
like his dad is out burning the blood, the bloody clothes of the mom. Yeah. Yep.
That totally makes me think of that episode.
Yes. Anything can make me think of Criminal Minds.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh well. This song, Criminal Minds.
Yes.
It's not a bad thing though. So
yeah, it could be worse.
But yeah, so I'm excited. So this will be, I guess, the last. I don't even know when the last Thursday in July is.
I think it's the 25th.
Ah, see, you're on it.
I think.
Let's see.
Let me confirm.
Yes. Are we good for that day? Are you good for that day? Okay.
Yes.
So the live show for this book will be the 25th, which is a Thursday at 7 p.m. on Pages channel. And like we'll post it on our Instagram and our community tab so you guys know. So, and it'll be in our TBRs for July, which I have to still film. I haven't done that yet, but
I'm ahead for once. It's going up tomorrow. I'm so proud of myself.
I need to film. I don't know if I'm going to do the TBR tomorrow or like the mid-year freak out. I haven't decided.
Oh yeah, I need to do that too.
Because I've done it the past like 2 years. 3?
It doesn't feel like it's been a year already since we've done that video like last year. Like how?
For which one?
The mid-year freak out tag.
Oh, right. Sorry.
It's already time to do it again.
Yeah. It's going to be weird when we like in December when we do like, or was it November when we started?
I think it was November.
I just remember our first book.
Because we did Dom first and then we did the Christmas one.
All right. So it was November.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's so crazy.
We should do something for the 1 year.
We should. If you guys have any ideas for what the like 1 year show should be, let us know and we'll think too. But I don't know.
I think we should either read another Mafia or another S.J. Tilly.
Oh,
I think that could be fun.
Just come out with one.
Oh, that's right.
Love Utley.
Yeah, I don't know how to say it.
I think it's a billionaire romance.
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
S.J. Tilly readathon.
She does have a lot because she has the hockey romance. She has the new one. She has the Mr. Sin series, and then the one with the age gap, like with the cafe.
Oh yeah.
So she has a lot. She does have a good backlist.
We could do the since there's only 2 in that small town one. It's like Latte Darling and something else.
Yes.
We could do that.
Yeah, I'm down.
I know one's an age gap and one's I can't remember what the other one is.
I think they're both age gap, right?
I think they're actually they're both. Oh wait, no, maybe the other one's not an age gap. The second one. I can't remember.
Plus, like, this does give fall vibes. Look at this cover.
Oh, I know.
Look at that.
Yes. Yeah, so the first one is called what? Smokey
Darling is the first
and then the other one is, I have them. They're just somewhere on this book cart. They're there. I bought them just in case she decides to ever like get published and then well, not republished and then they're gone.
Yeah. That way you're ready.
I don't know if I would hope she would never do that because like I think she likes her men on the cover because she gives you like the option. Like she'll have a discreet cover and then a male cover.
Yeah, I feel like she would do it.
I hope.
The right way.
I just don't let's get on my soapbox for that.
Yeah, I think they're both age gap because the second cover is the one that has like the older guy.
Yeah. But I didn't know if like the heroine was like younger.
Yeah, because I think this is the one where it's like the dad of someone else she was supposed to go on a date with or something.
Yes.
I think that's this one. And then I think the first one is age gap too, but not as big of an age gap.
Okay, so yeah.
So yeah, that could be an option.
Okay, yeah. So there's that second book is the age gap with the dad that comes in for the blind date.
Okay. Yes. The blind.
This one is I don't. This one sounds almost second chance. The first book.
Oh, really?
It says, I fell in love with Beckett when I was 7. He broke my heart when I was 15. When I was 18, I promised myself I'd forget about him. And I did for a dozen years, but now he's back home, here in Darling Lake. And I don't know if I should give in to the temptation swirling between us or run the other way. Okay, she is his, okay, so he says she had a crush on me when she was a kid, but she was my brother's best friend's little sister.
Oh, okay.
So there's probably a little bit of an age gap. Probably not too big, but
I see. Okay, so yeah, we could do those.
Yeah, if everyone else would want to read those, and I love S.J. Tilley, so I would be down for reading those too.
Yeah, I would not be mad at that.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, I think that was everything. Do we have anything else we wanted to add?
I don't think so. I'm really excited about this thriller, especially because did you notice that it has Lisa Jewell here and it has Stacey Willingham on the back?
Oh, look at that. So Lisa
Jewell
it
was meant to be.
An emotionally charged, twisty, and haunting thriller you won't soon forget.
Mm-hmm.
And I've read Peter Swanson before. But I've read Colleen Hoover, and I've read Ashley Winstead, and I've read Mary Kabuka. The only one I haven't read is Ashley
line up here.
Yeah, I haven't read Ashley Flowers, but I own that book, and I actually think she is a podcaster.
Oh, really?
She does true crime podcasts.
Ooh.
And then Lisa Gardner, I have a bunch of her books. I've just never read them. It's fine. I'll get to them someday.
Maybe someday.
Yeah. So it's hopefully lives up. What's the rating? Current rating of this? Let's see.
Oh, I haven't looked.
Don't be low. Okay. Home is where the bodies are. Okay. Right now it is, it's a 3.89 right now.
Okay.
So I mean,
that's basically a 4.
Yeah. And there's 59,000 ratings. So not a lot of ratings, but I mean 59,000 is a lot. But compared to Twilight that's got 1 million ratings.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. This will be I'm excited because the thumbnails can be red and black and bloody, and I don't know. I let you do I let you do that stuff.
I'll add some blood on there for you.
Ooh, yeah, there we go. They're gonna be why is there? If you didn't pre-order your book, you're not gonna know that there's blood on this cover.
Yeah,
that's so fascinating. I did not even realize that. If Josh wouldn't have said anything, I would have been it's the Walmart edition. I don't know. Okay, so I did not link your channel, but I will go back to the description of this and link your channel. So if anyone's not already subscribed, which I think they are, but if they're not, so make sure you follow Paige on here and on Instagram, because we do post little countdowns for this, so you have reminders of when we go live. But thanks to everyone for joining us tonight.
Yes.
And we will see you in next month on Paige's channel.
Awesome. Sounds good.
Bye, guys.
Bye.